going on, guys and girls? It's Man Cave here, and first thing I need to get out of the way is all music rights go to their respective owners. This is commercial radio 103.3 WKDF broadcasting out of Nashville, Tennessee. I do not own the rights. They do. They have all the rights to it and no infringement intended. So hopefully that doesn't bug me with the monetization. But what we're looking at here is my ready to run Exo, my son's Exo, a brand new brushless system from Venom. This has a 540 sized 3300 kV motor, sensorless, and an 80 amp an ESC. And we all know that Venom and Atomic use EC3 connectors. So I've got a Dean's male ultra plug that I will be soldering onto that. And if you listen to my servo here, yeah, plastic gear, bad. Metal gear, not the best brand, but Metal Gear, good. And my son's here, as you can tell, you hear no noise. That's because he had a VXL 3S system in it with a higher burst rate 2-cell Venom LiPo, and let's just say that he managed to completely eat his spur gear, and when I went to replace the spur gear, I found out that the front diff cup down there, well, hell, I can show you. Front diff cups, although it might make me a liar right now, which it's probably going to. Yeah, either way, when you take that off out of its bearing block, that front dog bone down in there will actually fall out because it is missing the C-clip. It did the same thing that my short course truck did. It wallered out the E-clip. See, I'm always going to catch flack for calling it a C-clip. Oh, that would be my LiPo battery finished. Yeah, we get the point. Shut up. The E-clip managed to come off, and he lost front-wheel drive, which wasn't really that bad of a thing. But shortly after that, that's what kind of the same thing what happened with my short course. Is when it bound up, it snapped, and it bound the damn, chewed up the pinion gear on it, except on my short course it was the ring pinion in the rear end that got ate up on it. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to swap out my stock 2900 kV Vanguard system over to his Exo, and I'll be putting the Venom combo into mine. He'll also be getting my 20C 5000 2-cell, and I'll take his, I believe it's a 5600 50C, and putting it in mine with the new Venom system, since mine apparently doesn't have the problem with eating them. Either way, this is going to be a series of videos put together into one, because you guys know by now I'm not a big fan of having a 5-minute video, another 5-minute video, a 3-minute video. And by the way, in case you guys haven't noticed, if things aren't looking a little bit more crisper and clear around here, I am now filming with my new JVC Averio HD camera, and I couldn't be happier with it. I know you guys have seen the boats unboxing. Well, I took them out today, and of course my luck, it started pouring freaking rain, and it was cold as hell. My son flipped his over, so I had to kind of play tugboat with my big boat, and we managed to get him in, and believe it or not, that boat sat upside down for about 5 minutes and didn't leak a drop of water. Mine, on the other hand, I had to drain some out of, which is fine because I'm going to put a sponge inside of it. But see, I'm already jumping off track. So in order to stop doing the same goofy, manic ADD crap that I always do, next shot you're going to see both of these tore apart, and you're going to see probably them sitting with the drivetrains swapped. So that being said, I've got a lot of teardown work. It's going to get dirty here on the work table. So I'm going to start tearing these apart, get them ready for the brushless swaps, and I'll pick up from there. So till then, guys. Okay folks, here we are. As promised, here's the update. This on this side is my ready to run. Over here is my son's kit version. So you can see the Axial Vanguard system is over there, not installed yet, and my system is sitting over here. Now the only problem I'm finding is they don't tell you in the manual. I've Googled it and everything. They don't tell you what pole is what, because there's A, B, and C coming off of the ESC, but there's no labeled A, B, and C on the motor itself. Now I've gone ahead and used their flash programmer. I've set the ESC's parameters, but that doesn't really say much when you can't tell if you've got the poles set right. So what I did for now, and I'm going to test this later by hooking the receiver up to it, the A, B, and C coming off the motor is hooking directly in a straight line from A to B to C. I would assume that in normal conditions that's how your brushless system would be. That way it's all tied together. So a quick way to test this without hurting the system too much is to quickly hook it into my speed controller, or to hook my speed controller into my receiver. Just have the battery outboard, have the motor outboard, hook it all together and see if I get the motor action spinning or if it doesn't want to move. So basically this is just going to be a very easy install. Just going to slide the motor in, put another one of these brackets down here for the speed controller to sit on, and we'll be done with that one. I can start putting that one back together. As you guys know, on this one I also have to do the servo on this one, since it decided it wanted to start stripping out on me. So that will be next on the agenda. Servo will be coming out, and hopefully, like I said, the ESC will be set right, and I'll have my on-off switch and then start putting these two back together. And I've got a crazy little idea for this thing here, which I might show you guys in the next clip, but that's all I've got for now. I'm going to go through and do a little bit of troubleshooting, make sure everything's hooked up right. If it's not, it's going to be some trial and error going on, but that's nothing I'm not used to, so hopefully I can show you a video pretty soon of this thing spinning like crazy to show you the power that it has. So we'll go ahead and we'll cut to the next segment. Okay, after a little test here, as you can see, my radio is on. Motor temp is a little warm as I have been playing with it, but apparently it is hooked up right, because when you hit full throttle, it's got full throttle, and then half reverse, it's like a heart beating. Gets pretty warm. But to give you guys an idea of how bad my servo is, listen to this. Sounds awesome, doesn't it? So, that being done, the motor is good to go. The only thing that needs attention still is the fan on the ESC is not running yet. I still have to program all that stuff, which means I'll have to have my laptop sitting down here so I can look at the PDF file, because it comes on a little disc instead of being in a booklet format. You get this miniature CD, and I guess you're supposed to go off of that. So I know at least now that I can go ahead and mount my pinion gear and slide my motor mount in to get her all lined up when she's ready to go, and then just tighten down my motor mount. That's good to go. The ESC still needs the parameters set on it. I mean, I've set the ones with the field programmer, but as far as turning the fan on, all that other junk, that still needs to be worked out. So, I'll be working with the laptop. So this one's going to get put aside for now. And I'm going to be working on this one over here. I want to get one of these done and finished, ready to go again, and then I'll concentrate on the other one. So, there's that done. So obviously my pole theory was correct. Now, on to fitting the Vanguard system with a Robinson pinion, this little pinion here, which I might actually run a larger pinion. I do have larger ones in my parts bin, so I'll just show you guys what I come up with. What's going on, guys? One Exo is put back together, and unfortunately it is not mine, it is my son's. The complete swap has been done. He now has my old stock Axial Vanguard system. I've turned around and used a 19-tooth 32 pitch Robinson Racing steel pinion gear. It's made to the stock plastic one. And all the panels put back together on it, and just because I'm a cool dad and it is a pain in the ass to get to the on-off switch, I took and I zip tied his back here. You know, they always say that you can always tell how hard somebody works by how dirty their bench is. Well, you should have seen mine before I cleaned it. Now mine, done a little bit to it, and yes, it is not an illusion. I did put sand paddles on my Exo. And no, I will not be running it in sand. I just gave him a huge advantage because I've got my Venom system in place. Everything's nice and smooth. The only thing I have left to do really is mount the ESC. I still need to program it, so it's going to be sitting outside, like over here. He's sitting there. I've still got to program it. Like I said, I need to bring the laptop down to do that because their manuals are in PDF format, not paper. So I'm going to have to go and I'll have to do the set button here. I'm going to have to bind it. Hopefully won't have to bind to my radio. As a matter of fact, we can go ahead and test that theory right now because I still have everything down here. So, in theory, take a battery that in my case needs a Dean's plug on it. Hook the sucker up, turn on my TX, and see what this thing does. I can tell you what's already going to be needed to be done. I'm going to have to reverse my throttle, and I'm going to hold my hand here in case it decides it wants to take off on me, which it didn't. So that's not cool. Look at that. Reverse is faster than forward. We're gonna have to do something about that right there. That makes me wonder, did the poles get reversed? Since I do have them A, B, and C, does that mean I've got them backwards? We're going to troubleshoot that right now. So we're going to take A and go to the furthest one, or the closest one actually this time. We'll take B, leave it in the center, and then we'll take C and we'll put it over here. Either gonna work or it's gonna not colossally. Once again, apparently you can hook this up either way. So, like I said earlier, whoa, you get a runaway sometimes. So like I said earlier, you're gonna have to play around with the parameters, get everything set, and I'm going to reverse the polarity of the motor, obviously, since it's set to run opposite of what I need. Not going to be that much of a problem, so I don't anticipate too much going on. So basically, that's pretty much going to do it for this segment. I'm going to have to do a little bit of tweaking on it and be done with it. So hopefully next time you see it, I'll have the ESC set. Everything will be good to go, and you'll get to see this thing run on a set of sand paddles. Later, guys.